Wow. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fans of all ages. How's everybody doing tonight? We hope you're doing well. Fernando, how are you?
How you guys doing today?
He's hiding out of frame over here, but you'll get enough of him later because he'll be working the Fernando cam. Hold on, let me do this, and we'll pull that up. There, you can kind of see him right there. You can see the cool 5-star. There you go. There he is. There's Fernando. Right. All right. We have a heck of a show for you tonight, guys. For those of you that aren't aware of the person standing next to me, this is Mr. Seth Halstead. And as you saw from the Fernando cam there, we have stuff all hooked up and ready to go. So we are going to be hoping that the camera doesn't die, and we'll go from there. Yay. So how you been?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just great.
I mean, incredibly busy as always. Whenever we have a lot of new product launches, so much of that legwork, at least on my end in marketing, happens before it ever really hits the market. And so that's where, I get to learn a lot about the products and spend a lot of time with them. And so that's what I've been doing lately is really getting to know this whole new set of products that we have. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Well, the cool thing is we're going to show you some products that are readily available tonight. And then later on, we're going to break your hearts and tell you about some of the products that aren't going to be available anytime soon.
But that's also cool because it means nobody's ever seen them before.
So yeah, but cool. Hey, you got to take the good with the bad.
That's right.
You got to take the good with the bad. So how would you like to get started tonight? What are you thinking?
Well, so closest to us here, we've got a whole table of KENWOOD product.
Okay.
So it'll probably be fun to go through some of these new products and just kind of give everyone an idea of what's changing from one product generation to the next, and maybe play around with them a bit.
So for me, I feel like the 709, just because it's the sexy beast that it is. I want to kind of start there.
All right.
Because I'm a dessert first kind of guy, and I feel like that's the dessert. So if we get Fernando to head over there,
all right.
And now we may, if it periodically blacks out, we might be having some problems with the camera that we just all of a sudden figured out we were having. So we'll make the best of that, and if it gets really bad, we'll come up with Plan B. But I don't care. Right now, it's working. So Fernando's setting up the shot, as we can see that guy right there. Right now, it looks like it's going through some iData.
Yeah. So really, right now, you can see that this has an iData Link Maestro connected to it. We've got it connected just in demonstration mode, so you can get an idea of what the GUI, the GUI looks like with some of the Maestro features. So maybe I should back up for a second and say that this is a product, the DMX709S, that has just literally begun shipping here over the course of the last several days. So this is a product that really takes our entry-level receivers that support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and kicks them up a notch to have several more really cool features. That's one of the things that's really great about our company, is that we offer a whole selection of products to meet virtually everybody's price point and everybody's necessity or requirements. And so this is really a solution product that takes that entry-level Apple CarPlay and Android Auto experience and kicks it up several notches. One such is that it allows an iData Link Maestro to be able to be connected to it. So with an iData Link Maestro connected to this receiver, this happens to be our eXcelon version. So we have an eXcelon, which is the DMX709S, as you see here. And then we have our KENWOOD regular line, the DMX7709S.
Okay.
Really, the primary feature differences are that on this 709, you'll notice that the 709 has HD radio built into it.
Okay.
And then it also has, besides HD radio, 5-volt pre-outs. And then we'll talk about kind of a few other things, but those are the main kind of bones that you get going into this eXcelon. Probably one of the most popular is, of course, eXcelon has that 2-year warranty on it as well. So
and I see right here that you have the HDMI too.
yeah, so you see that one of the requests that we got was, I want something that's budget friendly, but I really want those extra fun things like an HDMI input.
Correct.
So as you remember with our products and even the new 10.1s, we had kind of a recessed HDMI input. Now on this product here, if I turn it around and I can keep it in frame and not disconnect it,
Yep.
that'd be incredible. You can see here that we also used a recessed input for the HDMI, but it's an HDMI Type D, so it's a smaller style connector. So we now sell an automotive grade HDMI cable, the KCA-HD200, that allows you to connect into there and then provides that HDMI traditional Type A cable.
Just to be clear, it doesn't come with the radio. You have to buy separately.
Correct, the cable itself. So it's a universally available HDMI Type A to Type D cable. It's a Type D input. And again, we sell an automotive grade version of that, which is heat spec, fire rated automotive grade. So that's a great option. It also allows for easy fitment. But one of the things we really pride ourselves on is how we make the fitment work on this. So because it's recessed, then it's not taking up any more space. Now you do notice, of course, it's shallow chassis, so maybe not as big of a deal, but nice to have that room to be able to work inside the dashboard.
No, and it's great because sometimes you as installers trying to put everything, all the harness behind the radio, and you knock it out. The HDMI. This one actually locks the HDMI, so you don't have to worry about it. That's very nice.
Great point. And then it's got the USB, traditional USB cable that you can route wherever you'd like to.
Yeah.
Taking a look at the GUI, you can see we've still got our 2 pages of gauges. So with the gauges, you can go ahead and you can select from either the needle there by tapping it or having just the blue lines. Pushing and holding will let you go into a screen that lets you change what specific gauge is being displayed there. So if you want to display, for example, engine load, again, we're just in Maestro demonstration mode, but it'll still change that and allow you to see what exactly is available for your specific vehicle when it's flashed to that vehicle. So gauge is super popular, of course. Climate controls, we showed a little bit earlier, have some nice kind of fun things. You'll see the seats change color. It shows you kind of having some climate type air coming out.
Yes.
So, just some small updates that keep attention.
That you actually know that it's working.
Yeah. Get this. So on our previous generation, the car was actually sideways like this. And so we kind of got some complaints. They said, why the heck do you not have it facing the way the car is facing?
Makes sense. Yeah.
It's a small change, but hey, we listen, we pay attention, and we made that change. Here again, you can just see vehicle tire temperature, pressure information. So easy to access there. Radar detector integration with both the K40 and Escort radar detectors. Again, specifics based upon an RR and RR2 with Escort, of course.
Yeah.
But fully available and displayed on this receiver itself. So a few other things I'll point out with this we also changed to this capacitive touch screen. Capacitive touch panels known usually more for precise points of accuracy. It's like what your cell phone, what a smartphone has, that capacitive touch style. A little more of the family look at the entry to mid-level price point for products. So a little bit brighter display as well. Always helpful in a vehicle type environment.
Yeah.
And again, that built-in HD radio on this eXcelon model.
And that's very important right there. You guys pack this radio. Let's go back to the regular camera right here. So you actually pack this radio with every single feature that you guys can think of.
We put in enough features that, get you from one level of product to the next.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a cost involved in all of this. And so if you want HDMI, you want to have your OEM features retained, you want that extra fun stuff with an iData Link Maestro, you kick it up to this notch. All right.
Yeah.
If you're looking for the best of the best in sound quality or picture quality, I shouldn't say that. Sound quality, we're there.
Yeah.
Right. That's what really differentiates our products from a lot of our other competitors' products, in our opinion.
Yep.
Sound quality is always something that we spend a lot of time on, a lot of investment on.
Right.
And that's important to us.
Yeah.
And so all of our products are going to sound good, but we do have top level products where we use higher dollar sound quality components in, which
Yeah.
makes sense. We have our top of the line 10.1 that has a high definition screen.
Beautiful screen. Yes.
So again, there's, and parametric EQ.
Love that.
So again, that's, it's stepping stones. It's stepping
and,
stones
you
that
know,
make
one of the
sense for each
things-
people, each person.
We actually recently installed one of these radios, and when we power up, it was like, oh my God, wow. But now that I see all the things that you actually show me right now, it's like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Actually, it's pretty cool.
Something that gets confusing for a lot of people, and even for us as a manufacturer,
Yes.
is, we had a previous generation of product that had a numbering scheme like our DMX 706S.
Yes.
And you come into expecting that, the next generation's just going to kind of be the same and change some things.
Yeah.
But what we did is that, people have changed, electronics have changed, desires have changed. And really the most popular thing that most everyone is wanting is just CarPlay and Android Auto in their car.
100%. Yes.
And then there's been a lot of need and request for things like an HDMI input. And so we kind of took all of that feedback and took all of that change in a mindset and said, well, let's kind of split these differences from what people want at this price point to this price point, and one product generation to the next. And it's not like there's been a product generation of a 706 to a 707. With the pandemic and everything that
Yes.
changed, that's all
Everything,
aside. So
yeah.
it's almost like a fresh start,
Mhm.
and really a new generation of product with some, again, some really great step up features.
Yes. No, I like it. This is a good question right here. Right there. Are one of the top level products shallow chassis?
Oh, good question. So we do have some top level products. Now, when we say top level, we kind of have our top level 10.1, which are not a shallow chassis.
Yep.
And then we have our top level, which would be like our 9 series.
Okay.
So for example, current product would be the DMX 957 XR in the eXcelon reference line. However, our next generation of product, like our DMX 958 XR, which is not yet available, that is going to have a shallow chassis. So we are moving that direction on our digital multimedia receivers. In fact, pretty much all of our digital receivers, meaning no CD mechanism, are all in the process of being transformed to that shallow chassis. We agree that that's the right move to make.
Yes, that's very good. So, is anything else that you want to show in the software of the radio? Now we have the new camera.
Yeah, unless you guys can think of anything that I forgot on these, I covered, I think, what probably makes the most sense on these. Any other thoughts?
I mean, you can still move all the icons around. It still has the full audio pack.
Yeah, 5 volt.
5 volt pre-outs.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
to
Your
me,
time alignment, your EQ, you can go in here and you can change all the fun stuff that you'd like to. You've got your, let's see, we go to a user type setup, and then you can do just like that. You notice response time is nice and fast on that.
Yeah, to me, I think where Kenwood really sells it is when you get into sound effects. This to me is the page that most manufacturers kind of fall flat. Loudness is really important. Bass boost is great for classic music, but space enhancer, stage EQ, and realizer really take it to the next level of holy crap. I didn't realize that I didn't have access to those things. And it was kind of funny because, when we were at Knowledge Fest in Orlando, a gentleman asked me to come out to his car. He's like, dude, you got to hear my car. You got to hear my car. You got to hear my car. So finally at like Saturday at 2 a.m, walked out to listen to his car.
Mhm.
I got in his car and it was like, oh, you got a Kenwood radio. He's like, yeah. It's okay. So we're listening to it. And he's playing all his songs. And so then I said to him, hey, can I go into the radio? He's like, yeah, man, do whatever you want. And I went right to that page. And the first thing I did was turn on loudness because we were listening at a low level. He goes, wait, what did you do? And I was like, I turned on loudness. He's like, well, I heard that was bad. I was like, we're listening to it at an extremely low level. It's not going to be bad.
Time, right.
This is the time for loudness to shine. Did you turn off record?
No.
Oh. So, it was one of those things where it was just kind of like, holy crap, this is really cool. And he was just kind of blown away by, being able to add loudness. And then, your 13-band EQ as a global EQ. So he had it all set up, and he was like, yeah, and I was like, it's really kind of lifeless, and it's like, here, do this. And he's like, oh. And I said, does it sound better? And he's like, yeah. And I said, all right, then, it's all good.
Yeah. So like I said, at the end of the day, that's something that we have always and will continue to pride ourselves on, is sound quality and user customization for sound. So it's very, very important.
What do you got, Fernando?
Somebody asked right here about any new products on the high-res music streaming.
So that's going to be, like I talked about earlier, that DMX9 series, like the 958. We'll have other replacement 9 series. So look for those to come perhaps later this year, early into 2023. But we'll have some nice support for high-res audio into that 9 series product.
Okay. Are you going to move to the next?
Yeah.
To the next radio?
Sure. Well, let me get this ready here.
Okay.
Keep looking at the wrong thing.
What's up, guys?
The
Just want
joys
to
of
say
life.
hello to everyone.
So one of the things that's pretty
Yes.
cool is that recently we've begun shipping, and some of these have hit the market. Some of these have not, like you're seeing now. But we have a whole slew of next generation audio receivers. Now, with audio receivers, that means that it does not have that touchscreen digital media display, but still is an excellent type of a product for a vast majority of users that don't have a space, desire, anything for a multimedia receiver.
Well, yeah, they just don't want to do. They don't want to do everything. They want. It's like, we, believe it or not, we still sell a decent amount of single DINs and
non-screen
a lot of
radios.
used cars out there right now that need some upgrades.
there's
No,
just a
we
lot
have
of
plenty of people that they
No,
don't
they're
want a
just-
screen. They just want
You
regular
need Bluetooth.
HD radio,
Yeah,
Bluetooth. Correct.
Yeah,
they're just like, man, this is terrible.
Yep, you need to have
Yeah.
that. So some of the core things with our audio receivers are that, for the most part, and as you'll see here, we have dual phone connection for Bluetooth. So 2 phones can be connected simultaneously to make and receive phone calls, which is great for a business and personal phone. With the eXcelon,
So
yes,
just on that point, because a lot of people might not understand that. That means you can have 2 phones paired, and no matter which one rings, it will auto answer that.
yeah, the majority I'd say the majority of receivers in the market are just a single phone can be connected at one time. So if I was in the car, and I had a business and personal phone,
Party mode.
yeah, well, there you go. That's Bluetooth audio. Whole another story. You can have 5 phones connected, and
Party mode. Pick
Go
which
from
one you
one-
want to go.
That's a
One
big
next.
family right there.
we call a music mix in our Kenwood line. It's pretty neat function. But so with this radio here, a doubled in is great because it has a nice large screen, super large buttons, easy to access. And in the world of audio receivers, let's face it, the technology advancements, we kind of have reached the top for the most part for advancements. However, Alexa came to be in the last couple of years, and we started integrating Alexa into our audio receivers so that you could press a button and say, Alexa, take me to the nearest coffee shop. And you get directions over audio. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a basic way of getting map, or if you have your smartphone that you're using, a great way to be able to use things kind of like a mock map. But this year, what's new on all of our new audio receivers with Alexa built in is now in the whole Alexa mindset, you can just say, Alexa, and then all of a sudden it wakes up and it starts listening and it lets you speak to it. So as opposed to having to perhaps, hopefully not, but take your eyes off the road and press that Alexa button, which is right there, which you can still do.
Right.
You can just say Alexa and it wakes up. So hopefully that is something that just makes things a little bit easier, a little bit safer. And you'll see that throughout the product line this year with our audio receivers.
Yeah.
So that's what's fun. This go around. That's the new big thing for audio receivers, as fun as they can get.
Now, the other thing too is, not to take away from this guy, but it still has all the audio presets that some of the bigger units have. So you still have a crossover, you still have
Full time alignment,
digital time alignment. So you can do the basic sound processes that are in the video screens in these. So like, here's digital time alignment, position, distance, gain, and you can, let's go back into gain. You can left gain, right gain.
It's a little bit easier on the 3-line display versus the single DIN, but what makes it
Yes.
10 times easier is if your phone's connected over Bluetooth, you just download the Kenwood remote app, and then you have your smartphone to be able to go in and just touch screen control it all. So another way that, without having to purchase a touch screen, you can simply just use the app and control all of these fun settings. You can change the color easily and all the audio settings directly from the app. Plus, you can use the app for other things, volume, track up and down if you're a ways away from the receiver in a different type of a circumstance.
Well, and since we're talking about colors, and this guy is scrolling through the colors, and even though it's going to be a rough segue here, I'm going to try it, and that is this guy.
I'm glad you did, because I'm pretty excited about this.
Let me zoom back some here so we can get it all in frame. What am I holding here?
So a little preface to this. This is our brand new, never before seen eXcelon Motorsports 10-inch subwoofer. So a little bit earlier this year, we introduced a new line called KENWOOD eXcelon Motorsports. So our eXcelon Motorsports line began with a couple of amplifiers. And as you will see this year, later this year, and going into next year, it will grow expansively. And the latest and greatest of offerings from this line is our 10-inch subwoofer. So this checks all the marks, right? It's a 4-ohm subwoofer. It's Marine Motorsports IPX6 rated, so it's designed to have direct splashes of water on it. It has everything built in and ready to go. So not only 300 watts of RMS power handling.
It's heavy, and I'm just because I'm standing here holding it.
It's built well. It sounds incredible, and again, it checks all the marks with what everyone's been asking for. They want to have lights and fun with it. So you can go ahead and you can change it to all the different colors.
Ooh.
You can have it fly around in a fun, different mode. And, we've got bright shining lights on
I was going to say,
right now, but
turn off the lights.
Without the lights on, you'd see just how much more
shut the backlight off.
it can do. But it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All the different modes that it has. So yeah, you can go into party time, or again, we'll just go to a few different colors here so you can get an idea.
Music?
It's 21 different colors.
So let's talk about the 21 different colors for a minute, because a lot of
I don't know all of them.
I know, I'm not asking. Most of the time when you have something like this, there's the RGB lighting, red, green, blue, and you have the 4 wires here, but I don't see that coming off of this guy. I just see these 2 plugs here, the soldered thing, and of course power and ground the way it hooked up to it. What am I looking at? Let me zoom in just a little bit so that they can kind of get a closer look.
You may have seen over the course of the last year or two, we've also come out with some speakers, some 6.5-inch speakers in the Kenwood regular line of Marine Motorsports products with LEDs built into them. And when our engineers went about designing these products, we said, we want to have something that's simple to install, that's really designed and built to last for the long run. And so in keeping that in mind, and being that you typically want to have more than one of these, more than one speaker, etc., we wanted to come up with a really simplistic process. So what we did is we made it so that you've got a power and ground that you connect to one of the speakers and one only.
Okay.
And then after you've connected the power and ground, these RGB wires, which are a set of 4 wires, we include inside of the box these little connectors that allow you to plug from one to the next. So you don't have to run power and ground to any of the others up to 6 pairs of speakers. So it could be 12 speakers.
I was gonna say 12
or
speakers.
it could be, you know, multiple subwoofers and several speakers.
So you've come up with your own RGB
our own system.
So
it connects together. But what's great about that is you're not having to install a light kit. You're not having to, you know, the LEDs you can kind of see inside of there underneath there. They're already done. They're protected and they're ready to go. So it's very simplistic. But what's great about it being simplistic is that's something that's not going to be subject to issues over time.
Yeah, we like
Easy and reliable. And then, of course, you've got the remote control. The remote's the only part that's not waterproof itself, of course, by nature.
Yeah, don't leave these on.
But it is RF. So
yeah, still don't leave these on.
No, don't have to point it directly at there, but put it on your keys, and you know, it's got a little notch for that, and you're good to go. And then this will control, again, just all of the speakers that are connected together through this.
Oh, so they'll just all change colors accordingly.
Right. And so this is going to be available in both a white grill version and a black grill version.
Oh, okay. That was my next thing.
Have two different styles of subwoofers.
There you go.
I think I have the.
Well, we'll get to that. I was going to say we
had the box to one.
Yeah, it's right behind you.
Bam! It's up there.
It's right behind you.
So you get an idea of what it looks like. The black subwoofer, same as this one here. Here's the XM104WL. The black one naturally would be the BL.
All right, I got one right there.
Marine Audio has gone away from single-DID head units. Is Kenwood coming out with a new Marine Motorsport head unit? Ooh,
what a question. Here's what I can tell you. We also are paying attention to trends, and like you've seen us implement so many changes into our products based upon feedback. It's something that is important to us, and we see that there's a lot of growth in marine and motorsports, hence our eXcelon Motorsports new endeavor. And it's something that we're going to be growing quite a bit with, and I'll just say I think you will be happy over time.
Kenwood.